Hey yogis, I'm Nicole. Welcome back to my yoga time. Today's yoga sequence is tailored to release tension in the lower body, in particular the hips, hip flexors, quads, and hamstrings. So this class, obviously you can practice at any time of the day. It's especially nice in the morning to start the day with, or at the end of the day to undo any tension. I've got one block for this practice. If you don't have a block, grab yourself a thick book, and this whole entire class will practice reclined. So when you're ready, let's come down onto your back. And we'll begin in our supported bridge pose. So taking the block just to the flat side, underneath the bottom. And feel free here to connect index finger and thumbs, taking chin mudra, and gently draw the shoulders down. So let's place the very tip of the tongue where the teeth meet the roof of the mouth. Start to tone through the back of your throat for Ujjayi breath. But keep the jaw relaxed. And begin to observe the 4 parts to your breath. Gently sip the inhalation. Feel the navel rise. That moment to pause in that spaciousness. And gradually exhale. Navel falling towards the spine. And a moment to pause before the next inhalation. From here, yogis, let's just pick up the feet and extend the feet up towards the ceiling for your supported shoulder stand. So we want to find the balance here between effort and surrender in holding those legs up. So elevating the legs not only soothes the nervous system, but it's especially therapeutic for the lymphatic system, helping to drain the lymph. Also reduces inflammation, soothes tired legs. And then from here, we'll bend those knees, lowering all the way down to the mat. And when you're ready, we'll take a hold of the left leg, interlace the hands around the thigh and straighten the leg. So of course you could always use a strap here if it's a bit of a reach to take a hold of that leg. If you can, ever so slightly push the leg into the hands and pull the hands onto the leg. Feel free to arch the back here, and we'll point the toes as you inhale and flex the foot as you exhale. So by creating that little bit of resistance between the hands and the legs means that you're engaging the hamstrings while trying to stretch them, which is especially therapeutic if you're nursing an injury. And from here, we'll bend the knee, move the hands to the shin. Option to straighten and relax the right leg, only if that feels okay for your back. Otherwise, keep that knee bent. So if you're tight through the hips, you might like to gently rock the leg from side to side. So see here if you can relax this hip flexor, try and soften there right at the hip crease. And then when you're ready, bend the right leg. From here, we'll cross left leg over the right leg and see if you can draw those knees in towards your chest. Option 1, hands will be on the knees. Option 2, maybe your hands can go a little lower to the calves or even reaching for the outside edges of your feet. Breathing now into the outer hip, the buttocks. And let's release. Taking that hamstring stretch on the other side now, interlace the hands around the right leg. Creating that resistance between the hands and the leg, and opt to move the foot with the breath. So a sense as though you're breathing into that right leg. And let's bend the knee, bringing your awareness now into that hip flexor. Feel free to relax that left leg if the back permits. And again, try to soften and relax this hip flexor, even though it's compressed and in its shortened state. Option to hold it still, or gently move that leg from side to side. And let's bend that left leg now, crossing right leg over the left, coming into your reclined cow face pose, either collecting those knees, the shins, or maybe the outside edges of the feet. Breathing into the lower belly, the lower back, the outer hip. And let's release those legs down, uncrossing the legs. Bring the soles of the feet to the floor. Press into the feet and the back of the head. Palms can face up once again. Squeeze the heels in and then lift the hips up. And we'll hold it here in your bridge pose for a few breaths. Gently moving the sternum towards the chin. Keep gently pressing down through the feet. And see if you can deepen your breath. Next inhalation, pick up the heels, remove your block, and slowly lower down, one vertebrae at a time. When you touch down, holding onto those knees, arms as straight as you inhale, and simply bend the elbows as you exhale. So if your back needs longer with this counter stretch, please take it. Otherwise, we'll stack the knees above the hips, push your lower back into the mat, engage Mula Bandha, so tone around the base, ladies to lift the pelvic floor, and then we'll lift the upper body off the mat. Checking the position of your tongue, and that no tension has crept into the jaw. Let's alternate those legs. So very important in our practice that we focus on both lengthening and strengthening the body. So we've just spent a fair bit of time there lengthening those hip flexors. A little work here to help strengthen. And when that left knee comes into the chest, let's interlace the fingers, push the hands into the shin, shin into the hands. See if you can lift up a little bit more and draw those shoulders down. And let's lower. Just briefly move the hips a touch to the left. Keeping a hold of that left knee, we're coming into a twist now, so quite a few choices here in this twist. Do prop up that leg with your block. And if you find that this left shoulder is lifting up a little too high, take the block higher underneath the leg. So option 1, you can stay here in this twist. Option 2, move your right leg back a little and we'll take a quad stretch. Bend that knee and collect the foot. And gently deepen the twist and the back bend by deepening your breath. Option to stay as you are, yogis. Whether you've got a hold of that right leg or not, you might choose to keep the left leg bent, or you can straighten that leg out. Either resting your hand somewhere on the leg, or maybe you can reach the foot. Now, if you can reach the foot, just for a few breaths, I want you to push both feet into the hands, gently pull the hands onto the feet. And let's relax, return to your back. Lifting up those knees once again, imprinting your lower back, engaging Mula Bandha. When you're ready, begin to alternate the legs. And let's draw that right knee in, little resistance between the hands and the shin. Lower down, move the hips just a little to the right before twisting to your left. Block underneath the leg for support. So same options as before, either staying here and enjoying your twist, option to take that quad stretch with the left leg. And if you did so on the other side, feel free to straighten that right leg as well. And if you have a hold of both feet, just a few breaths, pushing the feet into the hands, pulling the hands onto the feet. Let's inhale And as you exhale, release that foot, return to your back. And we'll move into Shavasana, allowing those legs to straighten. Arms by your side, tucking those shoulders under. Option to connect index finger and thumbs once again for Chin Mudra. As you close the eyes down, soften the forehead, the tongue and jaw. And for the next minute, just observing the pulse of the breath moving the body. Be with the 4 parts to your breath. Inhaling a little deeper now. Feel free to move the tongue over the teeth. Or wiggle toes and fingers, maybe stretch as though you just woke up. Then rolling to your preferred side when you're ready. Before finding your way up to seated. Thanks yogis for practicing with me today. I hope that you enjoyed that short and sweet practice. Please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Not just my channel, but any teacher that you watch on a regular basis. It's the best way to support free yoga on YouTube. Have a lovely day.